Okay, welcome back. Now, I wanted to come back to this problem because I want to introduce another form of the area formula when you're dealing with isosceles triangles, because when you're dealing with an isosceles triangle, you need to find the height, right? Let's say you just know the sides. Well, if you have an isosceles triangle and you only have the sides, you don't have the altitude, well, you're going to use this formula to find the altitude, right? Because again, what's the formula? If we solve for h, what do we get? We get h equals the square root of what? This is going to be a squared, how do we want to label that? A squared over, well, this is base, right? The base is 6, right? Well, what happens? This is half the base. So we can look at this as being half the base. So that's what this is. So this is going to be half the base. We can look at this as the base divided by 2 squared. And so if I solve for this, right, because that's what I did. I had the base, I took half the base, this is half the base, and I'm using the Pythagorean identity with half the base. So all I do is change that to the base, and let's just call this A, right, the other side, A, which is this side here. Let's call this A, 6 is the base, right? And so if I use the formula, well, h then becomes what? The square root of a squared minus the quantity b divided by 2 squared. Well, now what can I do? I can substitute this in for h. So that means, what happens to my formula? Instead of being 1/2 base times height, I'm going to substitute in for h. And so now, this is only for an isosceles triangle. The area of an isosceles triangle becomes 1/2 base times the square root of a squared minus the base divided by 2 quantity squared. And so now, all I need in this case, if I don't have the altitude, guess what? All I have to do is use this formula where all I need is the base and the adjacent side. If I know the base and the adjacent side, then I can get the formula directly by using this. And again, all it is just doing it in one step instead of just doing it in 2 steps like I did in this example, the previous example. Okay, have a great day.